Here I'm performing a machine T-bar row, but specifically I'm targeting my upper back musculature. So you can see here for the machine T-bar row, the added benefit is that there is a support on the chest, which allows for the additional stability and hence greater output and greater performance and gains. Now for us to target the upper back, as always, we are going to be making sure that the emphasis is on the shoulder blades or scapula. So you see here my hands are placed in a pronated position and I'm grabbing it at slightly wider than shoulder width apart. But what I'm thinking of is driving my elbows back and around. So I'm thinking, imagine there is a pencil at the end of both of my elbows. I'm thinking of driving my elbows back and around as though I'm drawing a semicircle behind me. The aim here is also that when I'm going up to the top, I'm really squeezing the upper back. We do not want our upper traps to get overactive or over involved in this movement. So if you find that your upper traps, you start to shrug during the movement, that's when you know that you are performing it wrongly. Because at the end of the day, the main mover of the exercise should be the upper back muscles, which means the shoulder blade is a good guide in terms of whether you are doing it appropriately. So once again, when you're doing this movement, get up into a comfortable position. If you are short like me, you might want to elevate the standing height position if that is possible, or lower the height of the chest support. Okay. Number two, you want to make sure that your chest is well supported. If you find that you are running out of air during the movement, that means you are breathing during the exercise. You want to make sure that you're bracing properly. Okay. So often when people run out of air and feel like they're getting suffocated during the exercise, a tip I like to say is to get them to breathe in and brace. Brace as though something is going to punch you during that 10 or 12 repetitions that you are going to be doing. Number three, you want your hands to be at that pronated position. You can hold it in a neutral grip and that is completely up to you. However, for me, I like to place my hand in that pronated grip because that helps to further emphasize that upper back movement. I like to place my hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. And then when I'm doing this movement, I'm thinking of making sure that my upper traps do not get overactive. Meaning I want to make sure that they do not shrug as I'm doing the movement. I'm keeping my upper traps relatively relaxed. And then all I'm thinking about is to drive my elbows back and around as though I am drawing a semicircle behind me. So the cue I like to give is, imagine bringing your elbows back and around as though you're wanting to touch both elbows behind you together. Okay? And then at the top, you squeeze, pause, and then control the movement down. So main thing is to make sure that you are not getting suffocated by the chest support by bracing. And number two, not getting the upper traps overactive by shrugging. And number three, making sure that you are using your upper backs by bringing your shoulder blades together and allowing them to glide forward at the bottom of the movement. You can see that I'm actively allowing my shoulder blades to slide forward, okay, as I am at the bottom of the movement, and then retract it or bring them back close together at the top of the movement to really emphasize on that upper back working.